Welcome back to the channel, you guys. So I'm bringing you a new boat I've been working on, older, newer. So built last summer, last summer. I've been still messing around with it. Got it on the water a couple times. Did a little more tuning and testing, but I got a couple things I wanted to show to this and add. And so kind of where I'm at right now with this boat, it's been taking me some time to build, is, I just finished off the rear wings finally. Got all the stickers, got all the clear coat, got all the paint. This is, automotive style paint, the urethane style paint itself. So good quality, nice red. It's like a racing red here. But, finally finished up the wings, clear coated, and you got most of the hardware on there. ABC 1814 3-blade, pretty nasty blade. But something else new that I just got and wanted to throw in here, because originally I was running, you can see my big pile of motors that I have in here, was this Dynamite right here, 2000 kV Dynamite motor, which did pretty good. You definitely can tell it's slightly struggling, especially with the 1814 3-blade. It's quite a bit of load. So, but, I was pulling some data off that, and I really wanted to try, this tenshock motor. Some of these new ones, the Offshore Electric just got in. So originally, I was running the Dynamite 2000K. So with this guy here, decided to go with a 1800 kV, drop the kV a little bit more, get a little more torque out of it. And then I could play with some of the settings and see what I can get out of it. So, take a look inside. This was a struggle to get everything set up just right. Get the motor, get the motor in here, and everything just lay in. You can see how it just lays down. This is slotted to allow for the cooling line right here. As you can see, it's basically really difficult to kind of get everything just to sit in here just right. So the new tenshock motor is in here. I'm really excited to try this. It's got that silver wire in here. Supposed to be, a better, hotter motor, pull more wattage to it, a little bit more amps. So we're going to pull some data when, next time I get this out in the water, hopefully here soon, and be able to check it out, kind of see what it does. One thing I do like about it is it does have this front ring, as kind of the attachment point, since there's no screws that goes to the front. So I did is to put a 3mm locking nut here just to make sure, this stays nice and tight. Zip ties here. From one other person, I heard, and I'm experiencing the same thing. I wish these nipples were a little bit bigger, but we'll make it work. So far, they're staying on. So, but with this locking ring, I do like is that you can easily just loosen up the screw, pop the motor out, quick, motor change if necessary. Especially, I do a lot of racing, and, it is common to take out a motor or fry a motor, mid-season, and it's getting hot. You're pushing it hard, overheat. And so, there's been a couple times where I've taken a motor out, and you can see down here multiple motors. Some are good, some of them are pretty bad, beat up. A couple of these Dynamite ones, just toast. A couple times I've tried to repair, the solder joint right here, trying to strengthen it up, make it a little bit better. So now we're going to the tenshock motor with this one, the 1800 kV. Then, of course, the Castle Hydra AX, for the EAC for this one here. Everything's nicely plumbed. And then, of course, the battery will slide up in here. I also made a change with this guy here, making it a little bit simpler. Is carbon fiber custom made battery tray. So basically, it's got inside in the front in here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but a carbon fiber little lip, that this lip right here will go under and hold the front side of the battery, and then of course Velcro on the back side. So kind of help keep it more secure. So I'm trying out, so with this guy here, and I'm slowly, trying these new SMC batteries. I've been told they're supposed to be better batteries. Their voltage drop should be a little bit less, and their power consistency between batteries should be pretty well the same. I've been using China Hobby line batteries for a really long time. I really like them. it's hard to kind of go away, but want to try something new. Supposedly they're really good batteries, and I'm going to give them a shot. And so if they work out, then, I'm going to get a few more. And especially with racing, it's common to have 15, 18 batteries, enough to supply all the boats for racing, just, get through all the races, and maybe charge a couple just in case, if you have a tie and you got to do a tiebreaker or something. So, but anyway, so with all these batteries here, they have the, XT90s, on here. So I got to chop these off and do the 8mm bullet connections like this. So this is all what my batteries run, offshore electrics, where you get these guys, 8mm, anything I could do to reduce the resistance within that battery plug. And you see, just here, how much bigger that connection is. So, best way to say it is like, getting like a coffee with a tiny little straws, that resistance, resistance equals heat and energy loss. So the bigger the connection, or the better your connection is, vice versa, the less heat you'll have lost, the better, the wires run a little bit cooler, and you'll actually gain a little bit more performance from there because you have a reduction of heat, and which can transfer into power. So all those batteries I got to convert over, change out, and eventually that's next week's project. Racing season's coming up for me, so next Saturday I'll be racing, but at least maybe by another day or so, but following soon, been getting this guy on the water, pull some data a little bit later, see how she kind of does. But so far probably one of my favorite builds, and fun. So if you guys ever do like a scale or want to build a boat or anything, this was it was a wooden kit from ML Boatworks. You should check them out as well, and kind of do one step up from some RTRs, from some other boats. You can do something different. If you want to build something, this is perfect. And me, I wanted to do something that had like a cool look. Me personally, with this boat here, the full size boat, backstory to that is I used to have a buddy that that owned a full size race boat, and we would venture around Washington State and do a lot of racing. So I was one of his lead crew members. And one day out in Tri-Cities, Washington, a couple of years ago, we were actually parked. Our boat was parked right next to the Miss Griggs Ace hardware. Excuse me. And so it's just like just being parked right next to it. You can just hear the Allison just start up once in a while during testing, and then you get loaded off the trailer into the water. It was cooler than hell, and I fell in love with that boat. And then being a RC boat person, a modeler myself, that's where it really started with. And so I thought it was awesome. So this is where we're at. And so this season I'm going in. I'm going to be racing this guy. I got a couple other ones. I got a new boat coming as well. So hopefully a few more things. Yeah, my workbench is a mess. I've been doing a lot of sanding, especially the wings, trying to get all those painted. And so, but stay tuned. Video should be coming with the new motor, the details, and you kind of see what it is, what it's going to do. I'm kind of happy. And then with this box, I like the box. I love how it comes in. So we'll figure out something new. But anyways, stay tuned and be on the lookout.